And I'm back with more Spirit of Justice. Bonny de Famme has taken the stage, and she's going to talk about what happened in the understage passage. So let's see what she has to say. I really can't believe Trucy killed Mr. Riaz. I guess it's possible for a small girl to lift a dead body up. Oh, I gotta press every statement. There we go.
Hold it!
You said you're a huge fan of Trucy's, isn't that right? Oh yeah, I even became a magician because I just wanted to be like her. Be just like her. First time I saw her, she was performing at the Wonder Bar. She was only in junior high back then, but she got up on stage with lots of confidence. And then she proceeded to win my heart with her astonishing tricks and a winning smile. Certainly sounds like she means all of that. So finally being able to perform with her must have been quite a treat for you, right? Oh yeah. After all, it was my chance to have her see me. Not just as a fan, but a fellow magician. But then that horrible accident happened. It was no accident. It was murder. Witness, please explain, if you would, how a small young woman such as Trucy Wright could have raised the body.
Hold it!
What makes you think that it would be possible? It's not like you tried it out yourself, right? Well, actually we did try it out ourselves. You did? Detective Sky, if you would. Oh! So that's why you made me do that. Detective Sky, what did he have you do? The prosecutor asked me to try raising one of the male police officers with the stage lift, without a single word of explanation as to why. You're kidding! It was as if he really can foresee all this stuff. Do not underestimate the humble servant of the Holy Mother. More like haughty. I guess that means Trucy could have lifted the dead body up. Does that mean...
Hold it!
Is what possible? Could Trucy really have what? Finish your sentence. Well, Don't try to beat around the bush. Come right out and say it. Why not just tell this court what you really believe? What I really believe? Of course I believe Trucy wouldn't commit murder. Such an amazing and wonderful magician would never do such a thing. But taking all the facts into account, what else can I think? And she did it again. I know at least 3 other unflattering things you really think about her. How can you attack this girl when she is obviously speaking with reserve? There is such a thing as reading between the lines, Mr. Justice. It's sad how the youth of today lack the ability to do such a basic thing. Looking at me like that's not gonna help me win. Not gonna help me stick my foot in my mouth any less, Your Honor. Witness, please describe what the accused might have used to lift the dead body. Shut up, Wi-Fi. All right.
Hold it!
Stage lift 2? You mean the stage lift shown here on the left with the rat running next to it? That's right. With a stage lift, I think even a small girl could easily lift a dead body up to the stage. So that's what makes her the murderer, in your opinion? Of course not. I believe in Trucy. Like I said, I'm a huge fan of hers. Oh, brother, how long is she gonna keep this up? Defense, what position was stage lift 2 in after the show? Let's see, if I recall, it was in the fully raised position. Ah! And the reason why it was fully raised is because the accused used it to lift the victim's body. Wouldn't you agree? Feel free to slowly mull it over while you roast over the flames of hell, you evil red pepper. So now I'm also evil?
Hold it!
You didn't have a single spare moment to slip down to the understage passage? Huh? Don't tell me you suspect me now. I'm just trying to do my job by fully examining your alibi. Depending on how solid it is, I might have to suspect you, yes. You gotta be kidding me! Don't spit on my heel, or don't spit on my head and tell me it's raining, lawyer boy! I'm right there in the footage! Or are you too much of an idiot to see? Huh? Mr. Famme, are you feeling alright? You seem suddenly different. Oh! Oops. Where'd that come from, right? Oh, I seem to have snapped there for a second. Didn't just snap, you broke character just now. In any case, I was on stage the whole time performing magic. I mean, you saw me in the footage, right? My dazzling and flawless performance? Flawless? That's odd, considering what you told me. You said you made a mistake with where you positioned Mr. Hat. Mr. Famme, to what is the defense referring? I made a little mistake on stage. I was in charge of operating Mr. Hat, you see. According to the script, I was supposed to place him to the left of the coffin. But I flubbed it up and made him stand to the right instead. And because of that mistake, Trucy had to move that stage lift around. I feel really bad about messing her up like that with that goof. Darn it. I don't see any inconsistencies in her testimony. Now do you know who the real killer is? Come on, Gramps. Don't just sit there. Hand down your ruling pronto. Do it quick before you keel up over there. I beg your pardon? Oops. What's gotten into me? I'm sorry. I give her another 5 minutes before she tears off that mask. Well, defense. Are you ready to let it all go now? Of course not. I'll never give up. I see. I suppose this too is fate. The sacred scriptures of Koreanism describe a variety of hells for the damned. For someone like you, who struggles ceaselessly against his fate. Popple Bullhig seems most appropriate. People what now? Wait, that's Koreanese. What sort of terrible place is blah 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 word? A place where the more one struggles, the further one falls into the abyss. At the bottom of the abyss, a ferocious beast awaits. Think of it as something akin to an antlion's sandpit trap. Oh, there's one of those in my backyard! Wow. Koreanist hell is closer to home than I thought. Now then, it would appear that the witness's testimony supports the prosecution's claims that the defendant is the only one who could have killed the victim under stage. How are we supposed to get out of this? Hey, Apollo, if you can't find any contradictions, maybe it's time to use analytical psychology. You mean... I heard some discord in Bonnie's voice while she was testifying. See? We're just picking up noise in her heart, right, too. That's right. Athena can hear things others can't with super-sensitive hearing. She can even hear the emotions people suppress as a kind of noise or discord. Alright, let's give it a try. You got it!
Hold it!
That! Your Honor! I'm afraid that our witness, Mr. Famme, is suffering under terrible traumatic stress due to the horrible incident. She is? Yes. What with that terrible death on stage, and her beloved Trucy getting arrested, she's under awful strain and shock. In fact, I don't know how much more she could take before she's unfit to testify. What? Oh, I've heard of that. What is it called? Postal stress disorder? Is it where a person becomes uncontrollably angry? I think I read about it somewhere. That's going postal, Your Honor. This is PTSD. Oh my! So that's why the witness acts so hostile at times. It's as if she was a different person. It's as if she was a different person, you say? I think you can see where this is going. I think her condition is clouding her memory of the incident. Therefore, I suggest a short therapy session for the witness. Huh? Therapy? You don't know the first thing about a magician's mental strength. I've risked my life jumping through rings of fire and having my body sawn in half. Whoopsie. I gotta watch my temper, don't I? Where does she keep getting that bunny? There's gotta be multiple. Miss Sykes, please do whatever you can to help this unfortunate young lady. And what exactly is this child planning to do, Mr. Justice? With her super-sensitive hearing, Miss Sykes can hear a witness's true emotions. Simply by tone and inflection, she can tell exactly what a person's feeling. I can even pick out feelings that a witness is trying to suppress or hide. Widget projects the emotions I hear on the mood matrix. It sounds like some sort of spurious devilry. I find it hard to believe. I must ask. How do emotions constitute evidence? While I won't say emotions can be taken as evidence per se, I have seen how instrumental Miss Sykes' work has been in cracking the case. Therefore, I wholly support giving it a try. I see. If you are in favor of it, Your Honor, then I have no objections. Even this mere monk can see that something disturbs the witness. I'll disturb you! I'll hit you with my weapon stick! Thank you for understanding, prosecutor. Apollo, you remember how to conduct the therapy session, right? You want me to lead it? Of course, you're the lead on the case, after all. Fair enough, but do I need a refresher? No! I think I still remember it from last time, so let's get right to it. Okie dokie. You ready, Widget? Let's do this! Yeah! Mood Matrix, I love this thing. Okay, so pinpoint. Let's see, happy emotion at I feel so bad about it. Okay.
Got it!
I have to say, Mr. Famme, you certainly are a strange one. Even though you said I feel bad about it, it seems you were feeling happy. Ow! There it is. I think I can guess why you were feeling happy. It's because you messed her up. I think you were happy because you messed the defendant up. I'm right, aren't I? You gotta be kidding me! Why would I be happy I messed Trucy up? I'm a big fan of hers! Because we saw you. We saw how you hated Trucy. How you were glad she was in trouble. And even got what she deserved. Ow! Looks like I hit the bunny on the head, so to speak. Uh-oh. Noise level. The noise level dropped. Okay, so next one is Trucy's statement at... Okay. So present Trucy's statement at pit statement. Thanks to that she ended up... Oh. Now if we could get it down to 0. Well, Mr. Famme, are you ready to confess how you truly feel? What? What do you mean? I'm Bonny! The sweet, cute little Bonny! I'm a rookie magician working hard to be just like my idol Trucy! That's the character I'm supposed to be! Keep that up, Mr. Famme, and you're gonna have a mental breakdown. Just let yourself be who you really are. Who I really am? The two sides of you are fighting each other and doing psychic harm. I can hear them. Two distinct voices battling inside you. Shut your pie hole, you nothing know-it-all! Nothing know-it-all. I mean, you mustn't say things like that or I might get flustered. Mr. Famme, how long do you insist on maintaining this wolf in sheep's clothing act? You can't end the therapy session until you get real. Set the wild beast inside you free. Dude, I didn't know you swam. I didn't know that's what you wanted, Apollo. Damn. Ow! Whoa. Crazy close up there. But damn, Apollo, who knew that's what you were looking for in a girl? Uh-oh. Don't make me laugh. You don't know a dang thing about me. You want to see who I really am? Fine. Take a good look. Ah! What in the world? Sheep's clothing? You got it all wrong. It's a rabbit suit I've got on. And I'm not a wolf, I'm a blood-sucking vampire. A bat with fangs and wings. I think we just opened Pandora's box. I'm finally done with that goody two-shoes cottontail act. I feel as free as a bat. Defense, your therapy session has taken a turn for the worse, from the looks of it. There's a perfectly good explanation for this, isn't there, Miss Sykes? Methinks I created a monster? We blow it! Hey, you! Lobster boy! Who, me? You think I'm glad Trucy's in trouble? That I think she's getting her just desserts? Ah! Well, guess what? You're right! Does this mean you admit to wanting and wishing the defendant harm? Well, the bat's out of the bag now. That mistake of mine was a work of art. Thanks to my goof, poor little Trucy had to do all that hard physical labor. When you say hard physical labor, what are you referring to? Because of Mr. Hat's new position, Trucy had to move the big stage lifts. They must have been so heavy. What a riot! That's strange. Athena, could you add that last statement to Bonnie's testimony? Alright, I'll update the mood matrix with new info. Hey, no, there's a new inconsistency in the testimony. She finally slipped up. So what do I need to do now? Well, from this point onward, you just do what you do best. Find the contradiction in the testimony and present evidence. Alright, I got you now, Bonnie. So, present Trucy's statement. Okay, Trucy's statement. Okay. So, there we go.
Objection!
It doesn't make any sense. What? Do you think I'm crazy now? No. It's not the point I'm trying to make. I don't hear you denying it. Mr. Famme, allow me to repeat your statement. Thanks to that, she ended up having to move the stage lifts. That's right. I still say that's what she did. But how did you know? How did you know Miss Wright moved the stage lifts? Huh? According to her own statement, she didn't tell anyone she had done so. What? So how could you possibly have known she'd done it unless you saw her? You saw Miss Wright moving the lifts in the understage passage, didn't you? Uh-oh. Bye-bye. You did it! Noise levels are at 0. But, Mr. Justice, wouldn't that mean... Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Famme herself was under the stage when the victim was killed. And I hardly need to tell the court what that means. You're one artful liar, Mr. Famme, and one spectacular suspect. Shit! I didn't get to do my lab anymore. Poor Umbrella. I hate when that happens. Why, you shiny red lobster boy! You're saying I killed Mr. Rias? I'm saying it's a possibility. What's more, I say you had a solid motive to frame my client for murder as well. My apologies for raining on the defense's merry revelry. But you seem to have forgotten one very important point. Oh, really? The TV footage. As you can clearly see, Mr. Famme was on stage the entire time. The entire audience can bear witness to that fact, including you. Oh, yeah. You've just taken a long and senseless journey, only to return to the starting line. The witness could not have been in the understage passage, which means the only one left who could have killed the victim is the accused. Guess the party's over. But Mr. Famme knew something she couldn't have known unless she was under the stage. How do you explain that? It's quite simple. The accused must have told Mr. Famme about it, but then forgot. Open those useless eyes of yours and take a good look at the footage! Mr. Famme really was in the understage passage. Wouldn't mean she was on stage and understage the entire time. She was in 2 places at once? That does seem to be the only explanation that makes any sense. Maybe an explanation, but I'm not sure about the making sense part. And we'll just have to make it make sense. Your Honor, the witness was both on stage and understage at the same time. That is the defense's assertion. I've heard some illogical things out of you before, but this is absurd. I'm sure you'll change your tune when you hear my reasoning. My gut tells me you're bluffing, but I'll bite. Very well, Mr. Justice. How do you explain that the witness was in 2 places at once? There were 2 Bonnies, Your Honor. If that were the case, it all would make sense, wouldn't it? There were 2 of them? I suspected you had a few screws loose, but now I see you're missing them altogether. Is there a toolkit in the courtroom? I suppose 2, no, 3 screws to the head should righten this putrid brain. Very well, bailiff, could you... No, wait. Just listen for a second. Very well, I suppose it wouldn't hurt to at least give a listen. As was argued earlier, Mr. Famme was shown in the footage the whole time. Fingerprinting. Mr. Famme was shown in the footage the whole time. But at the same time, she was also watching Miss Wright from the Understage Passage. The only possible explanation is there are 2 Bonnies. That almost sounded like it made sense. What do you think? This humble servant of the Holy Mother is of the opinion that we should lose no time in replacing the defense's many lost screws. But Apollo, it goes against reality itself to say that one person's actually 2. We don't have to be bound by reality. We're talking about magic here. So if the Bonnie de Famme in the footage is a real Bonnie, then the Bonnie here on the witness stand, the one who must have been understage, this Bonnie de Famme is our second Bonnie. She is? Say we call the one of us in front Bonnie 2. I believe I have just the piece of evidence that proves a Bonnie 2 exists. And please submit your evidence. What proves the existence of a Bonnie number 2?
Take that!
What's this? During our investigation, we found a set of unknown prints on the coffin at the stage. These prints were most likely left in the course of the show. But they didn't match the prints of any of the people involved in this case. An unknown third party's fingerprints. I was not told of this. Emma must have kept it from him. So the question is, who could these prints belong to? Mr. Famme, or should I say Bonnie number 2? These are your fingerprints, aren't they? Enough of this foolishness. One person could not possibly be 2. Also, I love how his little thing flows. It's kind of neat. It's like Norma de Plume's scarf. It just keeps moving on its own. These fingerprints could not have been left, not only during the show, but at any time.
Objection!
It's not like you to lose your cool like that. I'm sure you know that. Exactly when the fingerprints were made is not the main issue. What do you mean by that, Mr. Justice? The issue is who do these unknown prints belong to? They're certainly not Bonnie de Famme's. But what if they belong to the person standing right in front of us? Oh, you mean Bonnie number 2's the second one? Is that what you're implying? It's preposterous to suggest these prints belong to the witness. I say they must belong to some unknown individual. Prosecutor, can you really look at her and still say that? What are you looking at? Take a picture to last longer. How could this be? If we check her prints, I'm sure they'll match the unknown set. Well, Bonnie, prints that don't belong to the real you belong to you, don't they? I almost burped while I tried to do that. It's terrible. Witness, is what the defense said true? Fine, I admit it. The fingerprints are mine! Then does that mean you aren't Bonnie? What? Ridiculous. Are there really 2 Bonnies? Nope. There's only one body. That's because I'm Betty. Betty de Famme. What? Ladies and gentlemen of the court, it's time for a wondrous magic show. gasp in amazement as this lagomorphing little illusionist performs her teleportation magic. Watch closely. It's showtime. Oh, this is so good. Athena's great. Ah! That's an amazing trick! The witness is suddenly split into two people! It's not a trick. No gimmick to it either. We're simply twins! What? Twins? So that's how the teleportation trick works. Ever since our debut, I've had to hide and pretend that I'm Bonny. All cute and sweet and goody-goody. I can't tell you how stressful it's been. But I don't have to hide anymore. That's right. Our days of sneaking around are finally over. Their cover's blown, but they actually seem pretty happy about it. So which one of you is the nice Bonny we met in the dressing room? That'd be me. And the sharp-tongued Bonny we saw at Ratings Raja under stage was... Hey! Who are you calling sharp-tongued? It's all starting to make sense now. Yeah! So, Mr. Justice, this changes the facts of the case rather dramatically, doesn't it? It certainly does. During the show, it was Bonny who was on stage the whole time. So Bonny couldn't have committed the crime. But Betty, on the other hand, who was understage, did have the opportunity. Well, so now we have two suspects. Wait just a minute, Lobster Boy. I didn't do it. That's right. Betty might have a foul mouth, but she'd never kill anybody. Hey! Who's got a foul mouth here? Well, speak up! Huh?
Hold it!
Please save your sibling squabbling for later. Ugh. Betty, you must have been in the understage passage during the show. Otherwise, you wouldn't have known about that little stage lifts being moved. So what exactly are you doing down there? Fine. I'll testify. Anything that gets you off my back. Prosecutor Sadmati, Betty the Famme is ready to testify. What do you say? Betty, you lied to this humble servant of the Holy Mother. Hey, what else could I do? Couldn't blow her cover and ruin her magic act. Besides, am I gonna get to that twilight hell or whatever for being a liar? You will indeed. However, it won't be until after your death. Rather, I shall give you a taste of your punishment on this mortal coil in interrogation hell. Ow! Now then, Betty the Famme, please explain to this court what exactly you were doing under that stage. Oof. Well, found a good stopping point, I'd say. We've got a Betty, and we've got a Bonny. We've got a Bat, and we've got a Bunny. So let's talk to them next time.